Hello everybody, this is the Almighty DF and welcome back to the Almighty Movie Maker, a series where I show my capabilities on what I can do on the Windows Live Movie Maker. And today, I'm talking about the top 10 best modern animated series. The 2010s was basically a year that was technically a saving grace because the 2000s animation, especially for 2009, was terrible. Cartoon Network doing live action shows, Nickelodeon giving us Fanboy and Chum Chum. But ever since 2010, we've been getting some good cartoons. And I'm here to tell you guys the top 10 best modern animated series. So it has to be a show that came out from the 2010s. So 2009 technically doesn't count. So guys, let's kick it off. The top 10 best modern animated series. Let's start out the top 10 with number 10. Number 10, We Bare Bears. We Bare Bears is one of the few recent Cartoon Network shows that honestly is just quite pleasant. It's a slice of life show starring three brother bears, Grizzly, Panda, and Ice Bear. They're just trying to fit into the human society, living in San Francisco, just, living life. And they go on crazy adventures where they meet a talking Bigfoot, a very angry koala bear, and a very shy Korean girl. And it's pretty fun. We Bare Bears is just honestly a show that you could just relax to. I mean, comedy is just hit or miss, but hey, that's what I like about it. It's We Bare Bears. It's just calm, simple, and charming. Some things I really do like is just the character dynamics, especially with the development between Grizz, Panda, and Ice Bear. They're just three brother bears just trying to live life as it is. And some things I can actually say what's bad about the show is just honestly the animation. It's just simple. It's just that simple generic animation that Cartoon Network has been using for their later shows. These shows would be Clarence. It would also later be used for Ben 10, the new reboot, and the Powerpuff Girls reboot. But hey, it uses that simple generic animation to its advantage, and that's what I like about We Bare Bears. It's just a simple, calm, relaxing show. And yeah, We Bare Bears, everybody. Let's go on to number 9. Number 9, Wander Over Yonder. I'm going to keep it brief since I already talked about it in my another top 10 underrated cartoons, but I'll just say it again. Wander Over Yonder is just a great cartoon from this decade of Disney. It shows that they have really upgraded from what they have previously done back in the 2000s to something amazing, giving us a huge fandom with Wander. And Craig McCracken, for a man who's been on Cartoon Network, then later moved to Disney, he really shows that all three of his shows have a different definitive style to them. Like, with Powerpuff Girls has a more action blocky side, Foster was a more wacky and comical, and Wander Over Yonder, a Dr. Seuss-like world. So yeah, Wander Over Yonder is a good show. Like I said, I really hated when Disney canceled it after 2 seasons. Because, to be honest, it felt like the series finale wasn't a huge good finale. I mean, I wanted the last episode to continue on into season 3. Because it would have been nice to see more adventures with Wander, Sylvia, Lord Hater, and Commander Peepers. But, hey, that's me. So, let's go on to number 8, people. Number 8, The Loud House. The Loud House is basically Nickelodeon's saving grace of the 2010s. Yes, we had Ninja Turtles and Korra, but those are just reboots and spin-offs. This is a new Nicktoon, and wow, a lot of people love it. So the show is about Lincoln Loud, and he's trying to survive a household with his 10 sisters. These sisters include Lori, Lenny, Luna, Luan, Lynn, Lucy, Lola, Lana, Lisa, and Lily. That's a lot to take in. I know it is. So, he talks to the audience, which is us, similar to how Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle talks to the audience about his problems. That's how Lincoln does it. To be honest, this is kind of like an animated version of Malcolm in the Middle. It starts a dysfunctional family, and even though that they might have problems with each other, at the end of the day, they still love each other no matter what. That's what I like about the Loud House. It just shows that these siblings will be there for each other every thick and thin. And in the animation, like I said, the animation is actually pretty cool. It's similar to a comic book like Peanuts or Calvin and Hobbes, and it takes place in Michigan. And I heard some good stuff and not so good stuff about Michigan. But hey, that's me. The Loud House is honestly one of Nickelodeon's saving graces of the 2010s. So it's good. Let's go on to number 7. Number 7, The Amazing World of Gumball. The Amazing World of Gumball is a slice of life show on Cartoon Network that is about the adventures of Gumball Watterson, a blue cat, Darwin Watterson, a goldfish that is Gumball's brother, and Anais, a pink rabbit that is also Gumball's sister. So, I'll be honest. Some things I do like about the show is honestly the comedy. This is actually has some good British humor and some good American humor here and there. That's how you know that's funny. Another thing I like is the animation. It just uses like a nice mix of 2D, 3D, stop motion, and live action, all wrapped up in one. And surprisingly, it actually works for a show like this. And I'll be honest, season 1, like back then, season 1, really going back to that season, it's not really the best, but it had some decent episodes. Season 2, that's where the show started to kick in and show its true personality. And Gumball now is still doing fairly well. I guess the only problems I really have with the show is that there are some episodes that I can just question if characters are being dumb or not, or if they just do much chaoticness in one episode that is too much to handle. I don't know, maybe it's me, but yeah. Another problem that I have with the show is that while it's good, it also takes up half the schedule for Cartoon Network, just like Teen Titans Go. But unlike Gumball, Teen Titans Go airs every single time. If you want to watch We Bear Bears, it's just Teen Titans Go. Adventure Time, Teen Titans Go. Ben 10, well, the new one, it's still there. It's still new, but Teen Titans Go will take it over. Let's just go on to number 6. Number 6, Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers might be the best adult animated sitcom that we have, since American Dad was canceled and moved to TBS. Cleveland Show was canceled. Napoleon Dynamite was just a stand-in for Bob's Burgers. And Golden the Insatiable just vanished. So we have Bob's Burgers. The show's about Bob Belcher. He's basically the straight man of his family. He basically tries to make sure everyone's in check, especially with his children, Tina, Luis, and Jean. And that's the best part about it. The character interactions of the family. They all have good banter with each other, especially with the kids. And my favorite of them all has to be Louise. Louise and Jean. It's, like, they have some good comedy here and there. And even though they might just use each other for, like, a lot of schemes, they, deep down inside, they care for each other. And that's a good thing about it. Like, Bob's Burgers knows how to make some clever writing. And this is created by Lauren Bacall. You may know him as the creator of Home Movies and the forgettable Lucy Daughter of the Devil, where it has awesome, clever writing, but the animation is not that great. And I would just like to say that I guess Bob's Burgers might be an improvement from Home Movies, but that is kind of a stretch. But Bob's Burgers is just like a good show. I think some problems I have is just on sometimes the voice acting. The voice acting can be really annoying, especially with male characters voicing like female characters. I don't know, maybe it's me, but I just find that to just be not too good. But anyways, Bob's Burgers is a good Fox animated sitcom. But still, Alex Hirsch, when will your sitcom come? Please, bring it to us quickly. Number 5, Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is a show that I was skeptical of. When I first saw the promos of Rick and Morty, I was really thinking that the show was going to be stupid. Stupid to the core. But when I first saw the first episode, back then, it was fun. I was enjoying it, and it was amazing. So the show's about Rick Sanchez, a delusional scientist who grabs his grandson Morty onto crazy adventures into different dimensions and galaxies. So the show has this type of Back to the Future vibe to it, and it uses that vibe in a pretty good way. Since Rick and Morty is based off on shorts from Justin Roiland called The Adventures of Doc and Marty, which is a parody of Back to the Future, using the same voices but in a new setting. In the animation can be also something that you have to get used to, like the scribbled eyeballs and Rick doing this, Morty, bleh, like him just like vomiting or burping and spitting out. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot to take in. And also, don't forget those awesome catchphrases, wabba dub dub. Yeah, Rick and Morty is it's a very good show on Adult Swim. In my opinion, maybe the best show on Adult Swim. So that's all I have. And also, McDonald's, bring back that Szechuan sauce. I know you did for Mulan, but you can bring it back any day. Please, for us Rick and Morty fans. Let's go on to number 4. Number 4, Regular Show. Regular Show is a cartoon that saved Cartoon Network from its downfall back in 2009, along with another show that I'll be talking about soon. So Regular Show is about the adventures of Mordecai and Rigby. They're two groundskeepers that work at a park and go on crazy adventures that is not even regular. So, just like Bob's Burgers, I also love the character interactions that Mordecai and Rigby have with a humanoid lollipop named Pops, another duo named Muscleman and High Five Ghost, a muscular Yeti named Skips, and their boss, that's a gumball machine named Benson. And they go on these adventures, stop like battling monsters or just like evil people in general as they do. So, Regular Show was neat. And unfortunately, the show ended with having 8 seasons and 261 episodes. In my opinion, one of the best series finales in a cartoon show I have seen. And to see like these characters grow in after all these seasons, it just shows that Cartoon Network really ended off with a bang. Even if the finale aired on a day with nothing but Teen Titans Go reruns. It's never stopping. Let's go on to number 3. Number 3, Adventure Time. Adventure Time is the cartoon that saved Cartoon Network from its downfall. And it shows. Adventure Time is a cartoon about Finn and Jay going on mythical adventures in the land of Ooo, meeting with candy people, a vampire queen, like a king of ice, and a lumpy space princess. So it's amazing to see like the land of Ooo, a magical place that's just amazing. And as the show went on, Finn and Jake would later like grow up and like stop goofing off. And there can be serious moments for Adventure Time. There can be, but there can also be funny moments. And that's what I like about Adventure Time. It uses the comedy and the drama and shifts it off really well. But I have problems with Adventure Time lately. Cartoon Network has been like not even promoting the show as much as they used to. And second, the later seasons values quantity over quality in terms of characters. Because with most of the episodes from seasons 6, 7, and 8, they keep adding in new characters that we might care for, or just like appear in one episode and then they're gone. Yeah, that's like the now major problem I have with Adventure Time. They just keep having quantity. I mean, granted, it's still a good show, but that quantity though, it needs like a little leveling down. And I think another problem I have is that there's so many settings that we have to choose which one is the main one. I think that's the major problem I have with Adventure Time, is also the settings, as well as the quantity over quality with characters. But anyway, Adventure Time is still a good show outside of all those problems. If you like Adventure Time, still watch it. I mean, Season 8 is actually kind of an improvement from Season 7 and 6. As well as, I can't wait for the new miniseries Elements to come out. So guys, let's go on to number 2. Because in number 2, I'll be breaking it up into 2 parts. Same goes to number 1. So let's go to 2A. My bad. I'm from another dimension. Number 2A, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Star vs. the Forces of Evil is one of those cartoons from Disney that is just a breath of fresh air. Just to see that how Disney has updated its animation and gave us awesome stories with it. Star vs. the Forces of Evil is about Star Butterfly, a princess from Uni, in which her parents sent her to Earth to help her with their magic skills. On Earth, she meets Marco Diaz, in which they become best friends and fight off monsters, especially with Ludo's gang. And at first, the show was wacky and had some comical characters and some crazy adventures. It wasn't until at the end of season 1, things got serious. The show started to have a more serious tone, but still having its more comical side to it. And it had betrayal. In season 2, well, half season 2, it had betrayal, it had anxiety, and it had action that is just remarkable for a cartoon like Star. And for me personally, I'm a Starco fan. And maybe Jayco or Jarco is okay, but mostly I'm a Starco fan. But back to what I was saying about Star, it's just an amazing show from Disney XD, and seriously, one of its underrated ones, because lately Disney XD has not been doing well with its ratings in terms of, of stuff. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Star vs. the Force of Evil is a good show from Disney and all that. Let's go on to 2B. 2B is Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is the best Disney cartoon in a while. This has to be the most anticipated cartoon from the 2000s. Or the 2010s, I don't know. But still, it was an amazing cartoon. Gravity Falls was just awesome. And it had a lot of mystery to it, and it had characters that you could just love or just hate, and that was great about it. It was awesome. Animation wise, it was getting used to, but it was still great from it. So the show's about the twins Dipper and Mabel Pines, who are visiting their grunkle Stan for the summer vacation. In the meantime, they encounter strange things in Gravity Falls, Oregon, and Dipper finds a journal that says number 3. And goes on this mystery to find who is the author of this journal. And later on, it turns out to be Stan's long-lost twin brother, Stanford. Yeah, I'm going into spoiler territory. If you haven't seen Gravity Falls, where were you? And get out of that rock, like I said, and watch that. It's awesome. So, Gravity Falls was a pretty decent cartoon. And it really had some great characters. Especially one of the greatest villains of all time in animation history, Bill Cipher. He is a demon that you have to question his motives, because he is insane. He's insane in the membrane. So yeah, Gravity Falls is just like one of the greatest Disney cartoons next to DuckTales, or Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, or Darkwing Duck. It's that good. And even Phineas and Ferb. And I gotta say, the only complaint I had was there was just only about 40 episodes of Gravity Falls, but those 40 episodes were still amazing. Let's go on to 1A. One A, Steven Universe. Steven Universe is just so far Cartoon Network's best creation. And it is amazing to see how far this cartoon has gone. It's gone off from just a silly cartoon about a boy and 3 aliens into something serious about LGBT relationships and conflicts. It is that amazing. And questions about, is Steven Steven, or is Steven actually Rose? That's the best part about it. It has mystery to it that we just want to see. The mystery that we want to see these characters go by and deal with these conflicts. It's just fantastic to see characters who have tragic pasts, but also dealing with some happy-go-lucky thoughts in them. It's just an amazing show. Steven Universe, so far, Cartoon Network's saving grace. I guess for now, along with We Bear Bears and Gumball, but mostly Steven Universe is just fantastic. And what Gumball and We Bear Bears does not have is honestly good wit and excellent drama. And that's what makes Steven Universe the best Cartoon Network show, in my opinion, so far. And also, believe in Steven. But really, let's go on to 1B, and what I say is the best modern animated series. The best modern animated series is Bojack Horseman. This is a cartoon that really changed everyone's expectations. We were all expecting another Family Guy or South Park ripoff, but no, this actually has its own thing. Like, at first, the first episode started off alright. It wasn't until half of season 1 where things started to really kick in. Season 2, everything was already established and it already fixed upon it. And season 3, it just changed everything. It was just amazing. The show's about Bojack. He's a washed-up actor from the 90s. And he tries to bring back his career and tries to make a comeback with a book by a ghostwriter named Diane. In the meantime, he also deals with his on and off again love interest, Princess Caroline, and his roommate slash best friend, Todd. And luckily, these two are just awesome with each other. Aaron Paul does a very good job, just like what he did with Jesse from Breaking Bad. And that's all I have to say. Bojack Horseman is just a cartoon that you have to see to believe, to see how great it is. And it talks about depression in a way that how I felt. In my, one time I was very depressed, and watching the show, it really kind of relates to me in a way. Well, it can relate to a lot of people who have distress or suicidal thoughts. And Bojack, in my opinion, is the perfect example of a jerk character done right. Next to Rick Sanchez and the early Stewie, and maybe a little bit of Archer, he might be one of the best jerk characters of all time. So guys, Bojack Horseman, in my opinion, is the best animated modern series. Before we end it off, I would like to talk about the bonus entries, just quickly on them. Now we move on to the quickly bonus entries. So we have Harvey Beaks. It's a decent Nickelodeon cartoon next to the Loud House. We also have Milo Murphy's Law. Basically, in my opinion, is kind of like the equivalent to American Dad, but still a pretty decent cartoon. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I forgot to put this on the list, so yeah, it's on the list, I guess. It's a fun reboot, a very fun reboot. Mike Tyson Mysteries. It's a nice parody on the Scooby-Doo and Johnny Quest shows, but at times it can be very boring. Black Dynamite. It's a very funny 70s parody, and it kind of reminds me of the Boondocks. Over the Garden Wall, my opinion, the best Cartoon Network miniseries. F is for Family, a decent cartoon, and it's kind of like BoJack Horseman, where it started off okay, but gradually it went on to be awesome. DreamWorks Dragons, the best DreamWorks animated show that we have so far. And lastly, I have to say it, One Punch Man! I'm sorry, I had to keep it that long. It's so far the best anime that I've been seeing on Adult Swim, and I can't wait for Season 2. So guys, those are all the bonus entries. I hope you liked the video, share and subscribe if you're new, and guys, this is all my DF saying, Happy birthday, Mom!